Hello, welcome to the All or Nothing podcast. Our official sponsors are KR Couriers and Transport Limited. This is a Northwest based courier company delivering all across the UK. They can assist in home moves and removals to large, heavy and bulky items, collections and drop-offs. Fast, safe and reliable deliveries. Please get in touch for a free quote. You'll find all the information within the description. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore, and today's special guest is none other than the tattoo fixer himself, Jay Hutton. Is that how I pronounce it? Hutton.
Yeah.
It's like Buch and Buch.
Yeah, it's the Liverpool way of saying it.
Yeah, the Buch and Buch. Right. Every time I say shitting, people think I'm saying shitting, so I fucking can't get away with it with this accent. Anyway, Jay Hutton.
Jay Hutton.
Just said that. Anyway, Jay, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on. So, just for the audiences, the benefit of them, just share a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you're about, who you are.
Okay, so I'm a tattoo artist. That's what I'm best known for. A TV show called Tattoo Fixers, which came out probably, I think it was 2015, so I was 25 when I did that. And I was obviously a tattooist before that. I started tattooing when I was 18. But then the show, when I got the show, that just blew everything up, went huge, went massive, and it's just, it's been wild since those days.
So where are you from originally? Where are you based?
I'm from North Wales, so just outside of Rhyl.
Okay.
Near Rhyl.
Yeah. There's a thrill in Rhyl. So what was life like for you growing up in Rhyl? Yeah,
great. Do you know what? I always say this, I'm really lucky. I was lucky enough to be born to a really great mum and dad. So, I've been guided in the right direction by two great people. So,
only child?
No. I've got my brother as well. My brother's my best mate. He's 3 years older than me, and we work together. He's a tattooist as well. So he's at my studio working with me, and so he's been tattooing 11 years. I've been tattooing 15, and growing up was great, mate. I had a really nice childhood. I can't complain. My mum and dad didn't have a lot of money, but we never saw that. Like, so we never felt like we went without or anything like that at all. We always had enough. We were just always taught, mum and dad were just hard-working people, so we were taught the same way, you got to work for what you want, and if you want to get somewhere, you got to work hard for it, so that's what we were like.
And what was, where did you want to go with your career? Where did tattoo come into it?
To be honest, I've always drawn all my life, but I'd never thought about tattooing, thought I never even wanted a tattoo growing up, nothing like that. And then when I left school, I actually just started working at McDonald's. My dad was like, if you want to pay for your car and stuff like this, you've got to pay your way, get a job. So first job I got was McDonald's, hated it. I did that for a couple of years, and then I moved to Asda, and I thought I was doing better, and I ended up on the fucking fish counter. It was the worst job ever. And then I
can smell you from here.
Yeah, still going. I was doing that for a bit, and then there was like a transition period there. So I was DJing in a nightclub as well.
Oh yeah, so what was that? What was DJing?
Yeah, I started DJing in a nightclub, So my brother did it first, and then he went into this nightclub in Rhyl, and the club he was working at needed a DJ, so he just passed me on the job, basically taught me out. Well, I say he taught me, he was just like, right, this is how you turn this on, this you put a CD in here, you DJing Friday night, and I was like, no. Anyway, so I did that for 2 years. That was a wicked job, I loved that. Yeah. So that was like from Asda to there, that was like the transitional period that I became a tattooist. And the only reason I wanted to become a tattooist because I'd drawn all my life, but I'd watched a shit TV show called Miami Ink. Yeah. And that's what just made me go, wow, that's cool, I want to do that. And that was it.
So where did the Tattoo Fixers, the programme, come from? How did that start about?
So it's a bit of a long story. So
that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So I'll try and keep it shorter than this. But yeah, so when I started tattooing when I was 18, I worked in a studio for 3 years. Yeah. And then I got offered the opportunity to get my own tattoo studio in Ellesmere Port, so an hour away from where I built my reputation up, and just completely changed it. So I went there as a completely unknown person down that way. Yeah. And I remember thinking, I need to make myself different. There's other tattoo shops. I knew my work was good, but I thought people need to sort of buy into me. So I remember thinking, if I could tattoo a celebrity, people would naturally just think, oh, he's the man to go to, you know, because so-and-so goes to him. It's just a perception, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
PR.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, that age, Twitter had not long come out, so you'd see everyone with their blue ticks, and I remember thinking, well, when I was a kid, if you wanted to speak to a celebrity, you have to write them a letter. Whereas now you can just tweet them and they might see it. So I basically just used that to my advantage. I used to just, no matter what any celebrity wrote on Twitter, I would just reply underneath it saying, tattoos by Jay Hutton, follow me, and added pictures of my work to it. And I thought, they'll either follow me or block me. And loads of celebrities just started following me. A couple of them blocked me because I was just spamming the shit out of them. And then from there I tattooed like Kerry Katona, I tattooed a lot of Geordie Shore, and then my local papers came over, took pictures of me, and then started calling me the celebrity tattooist. I'd take pictures of that, start putting it on the internet, and it just sort of built up momentum. Yeah. And I just kept doing that every time I tattooed someone or someone important or like that. I just built it up, and it was just started going wild. And then, then Tattoo Fixers saw me from that.
And then you got your own. So I've never actually seen it.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's good.
So, tell me about it. What's it about? What's going on? Because I know my missus. Yeah. She's seen it. She recognised you from it. Yeah. You know, and she mentioned it. Yeah. She said, where'd you get your teeth done?
These are my teeth.
There you go, girl.
Yeah. Everyone says that to me. They might. I was lucky. I was born with good teeth.
Who tattooed those teeth? Right. So anyway, yeah. So she watches, but I don't. So tell us a little bit about it, mate. Yeah. You know, some of the audience obviously may not have seen it.
Yeah. So it's basically a show where it basically does what it says on the tin. We fix bad tattoos. So people come in. They've got horrific stories of tattoos they've had somewhere. Like a lot of the time, it was like we went abroad, we got pissed, went up to a tattoo shop, and I ended up getting this dick tattooed on my leg. That was 9 times out of 10 what the stories were. But so our job then was to cover the tattoos up with something bigger and better, and just show that you can get an impressive tattoo, and you're not like, you know, it's not all done and finished. If you've got a bad tattoo, you can actually get something fixed. So that was it. But I think what the golden thing, if you like, for it was that the three tattooists, it's me and 2 others, we had great banter on it. We were actually good mates. And then there was some serious subjects and some serious tattoos on there. And I think at the end of the day, people were seeing great artwork as well. So the combination of all that, the humour, and then the seriousness of oh wow, you can actually get that done.
So what was your biggest job or your hardest task that you had to do? Because I can imagine there's been a few.
There was loads, I think. Yeah. To be honest, some of the tattoos, I mean, people always say to me, like, what's the worst one you've seen? I think in terms of like the quality of them, you know, they're all as bad as each other, to be honest, but it's more so the stories behind them. And, you know, I mean, they've been some horrific. I mean, there was people coming on there, and I was thinking, I can't believe you've come on here and you're saying that on TV, knowing it's going out to the world. Like, you're literally shaming yourself. Like, they've come on there by choice.
Taking their own holes.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And, there was some heavy stories on there.
Well, I've got a tattoo, right, and I've got a story.
Go on.
Right, which was quite... so I'm fucking in this prison now in Chiang Mai, North Thailand. I've been nicked. Right, my mate's getting these tattoos done, all fish. The Thais are doing it with bamboo sticks with guitar strings right at the bottom. They're smuggling in the ink and everything, and they're charging people, you know, for these tattoos. And they look incredible, you know, the way they do them. So great artwork. Yeah. And I'm under the influence of fucking medication because I'm grafting tablets off these lady boys, and I'm fucking off my cake because I can't face reality. So I'm getting diazepam and painkillers and whatever else, these ephedrine tablets that fucking make you hallucinate. Yeah. And I'm just like in a world of my own at the best of time. And I don't know what, I had a fucking mad idea because I seen this Western kid, right, came in to the prison to do this Muay Thai boxing show. Yeah. From America he was. And he had this Muay Thai boxer on his shoulder, right? And it was fucking brilliant. You know, the way he has all shadow and everything. Yeah. Doing all the Ram Muay stuff. And I went, I want that, right? So I said to one of the Thais, you can't speak a fucking word of English, right? I said, look, I want a Muay Thai boxer, right? But on me back. And he went, no problem. I said, okay, Shad, how much? Like, it was only like a carton of cigarettes, which is probably about fucking 18 quid, know what I mean? But it was a full back one. Yeah. And it came about that it was going to be about 8 weeks because you had to do it. This is the mad thing. These commandos walked around the yard, and this yard was massive, right? And it was rammed, it was like a football ground, you know, full of people.
Yeah.
And you'd walk around, and people are out selling the wares and tears and selling rice and clothes and drinks and doing tattoos, and they're all shagging each other in tents over there, all the fellas, the goose and the lady boys. It was a fucking city within a prison. And I'm sitting there, right, sitting, not shitting, but sitting off, right? Well, sitting off. And we used to, like, you'd have like half an hour, like stints. It took half an hour for them to walk around this compound to get to it. You know, the screws, the commandos, and everyone would put everything away, you know what I mean? So you'd have to get off for a bit. So I have to do that every day. And he ran out of ink, right? So what I've got, right, he ran out of ink, but he ran out of the colour it was, right? So I've got this Muay boxing now on my back that I don't like.
Really? So it didn't turn out good?
It didn't want it the way it was, mate. It's just, I couldn't see what he was fucking doing.
Oh, that's the problem, having it on your back.
Yeah. Now the hair is pink, right? So he's fucking ran out of fucking colour. So I'm thinking, I'm fucking off my cake, mate. Yeah, there's the cigarettes, lad. Just do it. Like, fucking, I'm in pain now after it's all done, and I'm like, that's how I fucking get a mirror. Me, mate. Yeah, that's sound that, lad. You know, no fucking good job there, lad. Get a mirror on it. Get a couple of mirrors, because they're only small, these mirrors. Lads, and it was a fucking big pink bouffant. Right,
joking.
Proper like quiff, like an Irish cosy spoiler, and I was thinking, oh, mate, this is not what I wanted, you know. It's fucking like me picture of what I was going on my arm, but he had.
Yeah.
It's definitely not that. And I've got this one now.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Which is totally like something what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right, but this one, right. So maybe one day we can get this fucking.
Yeah, give me a shout. We'll do it.
Oh, lad, it's
we'll have a look.
Like, it was painful as well. So
yeah, the back is
8 weeks of pain with the rusty, and I ended up getting hepatitis.
I was going to say, did you get an infection from it?
So I got hepatitis, right? So I was in a, didn't know it till I got back to the UK. Gets a liver, LVT, liver function test. Comes back, all bloods, fucking hepatitis. Like,
fucking hell.
Just being, at the same time, right? So I'd been diagnosed with cancer. So I had stage 3 cancer. So I'm thinking, fucking hell, I've got hepatitis, fucking C, right? I've got cancer, stage 3. You know, they said, you know, if you put yourself in a lot of unsavoury places, Bill, you're going to fucking end up getting illnesses and diseases.
Fucking hell.
So they put me on interferon, right, which has killed the hepatitis C, cleared it, but it put me through a fucking rift. But this was back to back with the cancer.
Yeah.
So I've had cancer for 6 months, boom, the treatments on the chemo, straight onto the interferon, back to back. They suggested not to have it, but I thought, no, I'm not going through.
Yeah, separately.
I've just give me the whole lot right now. It was like a year.
Yeah.
Just pure fucking feeling shit.
Fucking hell.
Took me out the game. Cleared both the cancer and the ep. But yeah, that was a story. You know.
And that was from the tattoo?
Yeah. But I was also, right, I was also fighting out there as well. So, I mean, there was blood on blood contact.
Yeah.
You know, using drugs. So I put myself in a lot of volatile situations that potentially could have been the cause, but the root of it, I believe,
was the tattoo.
Yeah, because it was like getting passed about.
Yeah.
It was getting, that needle was getting used on it. I was going, it's the cleaner going, yeah, we was. And my fucking thinking at this.
Oh, and they were just using it on other people as well?
Yeah. So that, obviously, Jay, they're not going to, well, I'll tell you now, mate, they're not going to go, right, we've got some fresh guitar strings for you, Bill. Look, you're just a farang when I asked. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
That's the kind of stuff that, I mean, if I'd have come on your show and you'd have heard that story,
mate, if you'd have told us that they'd have had you on it like that,
yeah,
they'd have loved that.
Yeah, they'd have went, fucking hell, get this kid on. He's just that's a true story. I'll show you that at the end.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah. God, I'm surprised you'd have got on it like that. We could have done that on there.
Where was I though in 2015? I can't fucking remember, mate.
Really?
Probably fucking under a paving stone, fucking off me cake somewhere. Because that's my life kind of was riddled with addiction, you know, and that's my story, and you know, we all have different stories, and your story, you know, it goes down a different path. Yeah, you know,
absolutely. So
where did this? Because I can talk about myself, and everyone gets on that. Sorry, it's not about me. I'm trying not to make it about me.
No, it's all good.
But it's like I said from the get go. It's a chat.
Yeah.
It's there's no questions written down. I've got nothing to ask you apart from we'll identify and relate, of course, and then I'll just build on that. Yeah. So what happened with this show then? So was this a big success?
Yeah, huge. So I remember when we got it, and I'd never done TV or anything like that before, so it was a brand new show. Didn't know what to expect really. So I thought well, I remember the other lad on it, Sketch, me and him were on it originally, and we sort of said, can you imagine if like this took off and we became famous or something? Like, didn't think it was going to be like that at all. And he was like, yeah. And then the first season came out, and every single, like, I think from like my Twitter followers on the first episode went up like a few thousand, and I was like rapidly, and I was thinking, God, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
And then and then it was on week by week, and then by the end of that first series, I was in like the hundreds of thousands of followers, and then it's not so much. The thing is, I'm just doing basically what I do in my shop on TV. So I'm just in a room tattooing, and I know everyone on set. So it's the only time it changes is when you go outside and you meet the public, and then it's their reaction to you that's strange. Like now everyone knows who you are, but you still don't know who they are. So that was just the whole weird thing about it, to be honest. Because just doing the tattoo on camera, I got used to doing that. I could do that with my eyes closed now. So, you know, it's not. Although I'll tell you a funny story. This one of the lighting guys with this French guy, and he said. They used to like just put all the cameras around you while you're tattooing, so like you're enclosed, and it's like while you're trying to tattoo, some lights, cameras, and all this. And Vince, the camera guy, the lighting guy, goes to me, goes, "Jay, we just need to, change the lighting." He goes, "But your hand is in the way." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you tattoo with left hand?" And I was like, "Can you write with your left hand?" I definitely can't tattoo with my left hand. No, not at all. So, you know, like, there's still these mad things with TV. Like, it's just
for the benefit of
I mean, it's took me this long to do a straight line with me right hand. I can't just start having a practice on him with me left, can I? He'll be coming back for me to fix my own work.
So what did that feel? Because I know what it's like from experience. Like when you go outside and then people start asking you questions. "Hello, Jay, how are you?" You don't know them, but obviously they've been watching you. And that's similar, like an experience with myself. And people go, "All right, Bill, I've seen the movie, I've seen this," and they let on, and it's great. It's nice. I feel like I can walk through my young city, and I feel blessed that I've got people in my city that just go, "You know what, Bill, well done." You're inspiring. Because I'll tell you something now, Jay, and this is the truth. Like, when I got out of prison, and I lived in all that shame and all that guilt, and I blame myself for a lot of the things that I did, and not like understanding that I would not have been in those situations if I hadn't been in the grip of an addiction. Right? Because now, like, if you look at it, I haven't used in almost 6 years, and I haven't once been pulled up by the police. I haven't been arrested, never been in trouble. You know what I mean? So something's like, so you go, okay, what's going on here then? Pick up a substance. Right, and within a week, mate, there's fucking mayhem, there's destruction, there's devastation that annihilates me fucking family serenity, peace of mind. My brothers are shutting the door on me, my sisters don't want to know, my ma's fucking living in fucking shame. That's what goes on, that's what happens, right? And that's not just only myself, right? I've seen this, right? Because I blame myself and thought I'm the only one who does this and feels this way. And then when I started to identify and relate and get identification from other people, it was like, fucking hell, there's a world of people from different classes, from different levels of life, that when they're in the grip of something, right, they're doing things that they would not normally do. So
it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. I had to get over that shame and that guilt and the embarrassment. And what I do now is, like, I make amends to my community. I give back, freely and willingly. Because I took from it for so long. And it's kind of like it's really upset me and harmed me in that way with the way I feel, as if I've done that. But now I feel is I don't just do one nice thing and leave it at that. Okay, I've done my bit. I'm all right now. It's not. It's ongoing. It's got to be ongoing. You know what I mean? Because you only keep what you've got by giving it away. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So I can understand. So when people go, "Oh, Bill, I feel inspired by." The fact that you've been on that journey and that you've changed, and it's given me hope. Sometimes I feel like an imposter,
Really?
Like I feel like, oh, fucking hell, I cringe a little bit. People let on and
really,
let's get a picture. And
it's nice though, because it's like, you've been through so much stuff that no one really goes through. No one really experiences the things you've experienced in your life. So I think it's from like, you've come out the other side, haven't you? And now you are doing all these things that people admire. I admire it. So like, you learn a lot from people like yourself, who especially like, you see this younger generation now, they need people to look up to. And if you haven't been through stuff and experienced stuff, you can't really give advice on things you haven't experienced. And you've been through more than most.
Yeah, and that's totally, I totally agree on that. I mean, I remember like my mum sending like drug counsellors round to the house, or they used to turn up, right, and try and help you. But they'd come in with a shirt, a tie on,
Yeah.
a suit jacket, and a clipboard.
Why are you going to listen?
You know, and I'm thinking, what the fuck does he know?
Yeah.
What's he going to tell me that's going to make me change my thinking?
Yeah.
That's going to make me do something better, right? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking to him.
No.
It was only till someone like myself,
Yeah.
you've been there, and I thought, lads, I've fucking used with them or there.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on with your grass? That was the first thing.
Yeah.
He's clean as your grass. Does he work for the police? Because the paranoia kicks in.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Definitely.
what does he want to help me for?
Yeah.
All he ever used to do is try and bum money off me or rob me. That's so.
Yeah.
And then when you get to speak to them, you realise that, like, because they've been there, they can show you the way out. And that's just like what I feel like I've got an opportunity now to, like, show people, you know, that there's a different path to take. Whether they choose to take it, you know.
Yeah. The thing is as well, like, you've survived things that most people wouldn't even survive. Like going to that Thai prison, that the cancer, all these things that you've been through, like, you've survived like incredible stuff. So if you speak on those things, anyone's gonna listen, because you've got because you can't.
But you know, when you've lived it and it's like it's been a part of who you are, it's like you normalise it, and it doesn't really, like, when I was selling, right, when I got, like, released from the prison in Bangkok and he repatriated me, flew me back these 2 screws from Wandsworth in London and put me in prison there.
Yeah.
And I got put in this cell with this kid, London kid from Sri Lanka background. And he said, where have you been? And I told him, and he was asking me a few questions about what it was like. And I was selling, and I was looking at the shock horror on his face, and I thought, I think I might have overstepped me fucking, over fucking shared about what was going on, because he was like looking at me like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
You know, you just come out of there with people slicing their throats and stabbing themselves in the chest, and they've got HIV and AIDS and the square and everything, and all you were thinking about was getting fucking hot water for a cup of coffee while all that was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what it became so normal.
Yeah.
I said, like, you've got to be there. On a daily basis.
Yeah.
Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. You normalise. It became like just an everyday thing. But when you tell someone who's never experienced it, they go,
yeah.
And that's what the beauty of podcasts are.
Yeah.
The beauty of telling stories, listening to yours. I'm fascinated by, the way, you fix these tattoos, and the way you can change somebody's. They must feel shit about themselves.
Yeah.
Do
you know what? That's one of the things I absolutely love about tattooing is just, well, the Coverup thing. Any tattooist will tell you that they'll always prefer doing something on fresh skin rather than Coverup, because I can only make something look as good as it can with something underneath it, which means it might be after darker, or it won't look as perfect as it could if it was fresh skin. But the only good thing about the Coverup thing is, like, we've got, like, girls who may have, like, a terrible tattoo on their leg, and they won't put a certain dress on or get their legs out because they're ashamed of the way it looks and embarrassed. And when you change that tattoo into something amazing that they think is unbelievable, you can see, like, the weight lifted off their shoulders. Like, it's like they've just got, like, a new lease of life. It's like it's closed a chapter, they move on, they can actually wear a nice dress now, and it's like you've changed their life in a way. And they've changed the way they look at themselves, because, like, your self-image, the way you look at yourself, is the most important thing in the world, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
If you hate yourself, or you hate the way you look, God, it can be so detrimental to the rest of your life, can't it? So, yeah, I mean, doing this on a daily basis for me is like, that's like the most meaningful thing.
And it's therapy for others as well, and it is therapeutic in a sense. You know what I mean? I see some, right, a lot of fucking young girls, or girls in the late 20s, who've got, like, tattoos, right, on the legs and all over their arms, but they're just odd.
Yeah.
Like writing and a bunny rabbit and a picture there, and just like, I'm thinking, that fucking tattoo or them tattoos just don't fucking add up, and it doesn't make sense. Have you seen that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Where they've got like different things just written.
Do you know what? There's all sorts of mad styles coming in now as well. Like, it's weird seeing, like, the progression of all the things that are, like, in now. But the problem is with tattoos, I say this to everyone, is that, fashion changes. So if you get a tattoo based on the fashion that's now, it's permanent. Yeah. So in 10 years' time, I mean, I've got tattoos when I was 18, and 18 is the legal age limit. I think it should be older, because I've had tattoos when I was 18 that I wouldn't have now. I'm 33.
Yeah.
They're not, like, nothing that I regret too much, but, like, I'd think, I would have had something a bit better now. I've matured a lot, you know. So
my half fella had fucking, like, the saint on his fucking hand.
Yeah.
fucking loads of shite, and I used to think I'll never have nothing like him. I'll never get a tattoo, and I never did. And I've only ever had. Well, I started off with the one on the back.
Yeah.
Under the influence.
Was that your first tattoo?
On the back, yeah.
God, so I haven't put you off for life. You hated it, and you got hepatitis.
But no one's ever seen it.
Fuck, you know.
Because apart from people who were close to me, but like, it's like, yeah, it's there, but it's not. It doesn't look fucking good. It needs a fucking change.
Yeah.
That one was a transfer.
Yeah.
From the film A Prayer Before Dawn.
Yeah.
Joe Cole had that one on his back.
Oh,
right,
really?
and he had the transfers, and I said, "Can I have one of them?" Because I liked it.
Yeah.
And then I got that done on. People think I got it. Well, where did you get that? It's all parts of Asia. It was Breck Rose in
was it? Yeah.
Anfield. So that's that one. And that one was the Devil Cove.
Yeah, I've seen that picture before. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Devil's Cove tattoo. They done a great job. That was a nice touch by them.
Yeah,
I appreciated that because good little team of kids. Haven't seen it for a long time, but maybe we could have a little look at this one.
Yeah.
But what are your So what happened with the show then? So you started getting a little bit of fame.
Yeah, it took off massively. I ended up doing. I think there was 8 seasons in total. I did
8
6.
seasons.
8 seasons of it. I did 6. So
how many episodes a season?
I think there was 8 to 10.
Fucking, that's a lot, isn't it?
Episodes, yeah.
Good money.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we was at ITV, BBC,
Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust me, lads, I've had a few experiences with Channel 4. Yeah. I'm not even going to mention it, mate. Fucking hell, he slated the life out of me.
Really?
Some agenda they had. But anyway, moving on. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was, so I did 8 to 10 episodes a season, and I did 6 seasons. And basically what happened, I ended up leaving because I got to the point where I was just doing cover-ups all the time, and I felt like my tattooing was getting dead stagnant, and I knew I was better. Like, I knew I could do better, and I wanted to go away and just showcase what I can do, because like I said, I was doing cover-up, so people see me as a cover-up artist, but I thought I'm so much more than a cover-up artist. You know, like I do like the realistic portraits and stuff, so I wanted to go away and just hone my craft really, and just work on that and become like, my goal is to be one of the best tattooists in the world, and I think I'm on my way there. So I'm doing my best to work towards that, and that's what I want to do. And I think I've achieved what I
like that title, one of the best tattooists in the world.
Yeah, do you know what? I would never say I want to be the best tattooist in the world, because I don't believe there's such a thing. There's so many unbelievable artists in the world. Yeah. So you would just say it was like in the top 5 at least. Oh God, top 5.
List off the top 5. Come on.
I know. This will be controversial. I think I've got some good friends. There's a guy called David Corden. He does colour portraits. I think it depends what sort of style they like as well. Like I love the realistic portrait stuff. So David Corden, Nico Hurtado. Oh God, you put me on the spot here now. Do you know what it is as well though, Billy? Like I really don't focus on the tattoo industry or the tattooists. I've always just focused on myself and just trying to be the best I can be. I've never felt in competition with anybody, and I found actually when we did the show, we had a lot of tattooists hate on the show. Yeah, and it is what it is. But with being in the public eye comes a lot of criticism, a lot of trolling online and all that, which doesn't bother me. It's just part of it. But one thing I've never done is felt like I need to prove to anyone else. I just always wanted to just prove to myself that I'm as good as I know I am. So I would never think about what anyone was saying about me, never think about what the comments were. I just think I'm just going to be the best I can fucking be at this, and if it goes down as one of the best in the world, then great. If it's my best is my best. I always remember my dad saying to me when I was a kid, my mum and dad used to say, just no matter what you do, whether it was a test in school, playing footy, drawing, anything, just do the best you can do. And if it's not good enough, that's fine. But my dad used to say, if you can say to me, look me in the eye and say you did your best, I don't care if you failed. Yeah. But you have to be able to say to me, you give it your all and you give it your best. I'll be disappointed if you haven't done that and you fail. If you fail and you tried your best, I don't care then. And that's always how it's always been to me. I always used to think, right, because yourself. Are you trying your best? Are you doing your best? So, you can't run away from yourself, can you? No, you can fool a baker and get away with a bun, but if you fool yourself, you'll end up with none. I remember someone saying, that to me, and I thought, is this a fucking cryptic clue? What's going on here? If you fool a fucking baker and get away with that, yeah. But it was like, you can't lie to yourself. No, you can't.
You can fool everyone else. It was like
Yeah.
Bob Marley, you know, you can fool some people some of the time, but you can't
Yeah.
fool them all of the time, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it was always about the... And I always like... That's exactly how I feel, like similar stuff. You know, I wrote a book, right? I wrote a story about my journey. And I was like, right, there's a blank canvas here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm writing it whilst in a prison in Thailand, right? Actual factual documentation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm writing what's happening, smuggling it out, getting it into little piles, gets it into Thailand. But I could have wrote a different story there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I could have invented something which would have been, you know, fucking glamorous and, you know, made me out to be a fucking hero and,
Yeah.
you know, an hard case. And I thought, no, right, fucking be honest.
Yeah.
Right, about all the fears, you know, all the fights you lost, all the beatings you took, right? You know, the feelings you were going through. Just do that, Bill, because you know you can do all that stuff. That's who you are.
Yeah.
And I was writing, I was cringing. My name was Yusuf Mohammedan.
Yeah.
One chapter because it turned into Islam's religion and I changed into this fucking Muslim.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, fucking hell, all the lads are going to buzz off me. I'm cringing.
Yeah.
Wrote it and I thought, fuck, it's there now.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because of the honesty, I believe that became more attractive to an audience when he read it. Went, do you know what? Because when I read all the reviews, like, you know, this is an honest account of one man's journey.
Yeah.
The truthful fucking, you know, no shots pulled here. You know, no glamorous fucking bends in prison doors. And I thought that's what it is. Integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know, if you've got integrity, if you can just go, look, I see a lot of these podcasts and I watch a few bits and bobs, and because of recommended stuff, I see the cartoons that go on, the drama, the fighting, the fucking, the wars, the competition. I think, the bickering, the calling out. And you know what? Look, reality.
Yeah.
Look, can't we just get on?
Yeah.
You know, why can't we build each other up?
Yeah.
Why do we have to pull each other down? Why can't we tap someone on the back and go, well done on that success?
Yeah.
Why do some of us feel a need to be envious and jealous of
it's
somebody else's achievement? You know,
I've never ever understood that. I've never ever been a jealous or an envious person of anyone. Of anyone. I think because I'm happy with myself. Yeah. So I'm happy with me lot. I'm grateful for what I've got. I'm grateful for what I've had. And I just, so I think if you're in that state of mind, you can't be jealous or envious of anyone else because apart from well done. Yeah,
it's like the agenda. You see, like, you know, the people ask questions and I think, well, what's your agenda?
Yeah.
What's your motive? You know, because I used to say to myself, you know, like, here's something, right? Now, someone will tell you something that someone said about someone else, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all know that's called gossip, right?
Yeah.
So, but someone will say something to you, and throw a little hand grenade in.
Yeah.
Right. In the thinking that they're doing you a favour.
Yeah.
Right. We're your mate.
Yeah.
Right. But then I had to question why they say that to you.
Yeah.
Right. So I learned a lot over the years. Okay, so what was his motive for telling me? Because he knew that I was going to react. You know, I was going to overthink. I was going to start, like, there was going to be a consequence because I was going to create a problem now.
Yeah.
Right. On the essays. So now I took on, like, the philosophy of Anthony Hopkins. It's none of my business what other people say about me. It's none of my business what other people think or do.
No.
You know, as long as I keep my side of the street clean.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got an opinion, and sometimes, you know, the opinions are, you know, the earth. So just keep it to yourself.
Well, that's in it. But I think if you stick into, when you know yourself and you stick to what you know, and you don't sway from it, like, I mean, I've never sold my soul for money or anything. I've been offered so much, like, so many things that I've turned down that were big sums of money just because they just don't fit with who I am at all. Yeah. And you know what? But, like, I just think I could have took that money and I'd probably be in a much better financial situation than I'm in right now. Not that I'm in a bad one, but, like, you know, if I was, but, like, I'd be in a much better position now. I could have probably done a lot more things, but I'd know I'd sold myself.
Yeah, definitely.
And I couldn't live with that.
You're obligated then.
Yeah. And once you've done it once, you have to keep, you've presented yourself as something you're not, and then you've got to try, you're almost chasing a character that you've portrayed to other people, and then you've just got to live up to that.
That's when you become the imposter.
Yeah, and then you'd have to live with that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that. I'd rather just, like, go out as being a nobody, but have me soul intact than go out and be.
Well, like, I had the same. When I first got released, that someone offered me, like, a lot of money to promote a certain kind of fucking stuff, and I was like, I the money was like, we'll put it in, like immediately we'll put it in your account today. Just get the account details over. Just share this, talk about that, blah blah blah. And I was okay. And my thought, we're thinking, okay, first was like the finances, right? I was skint, okay, it will come in handy. And then I ran it by someone, what they told me. He went, Bill, you know, would you doing what you're doing, would that benefit, you know, your audience, or the people that you're talking to and what you're about?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, he's fucking right.
Yeah.
And I refused it, and I was like,
it's a tough one to do, isn't it?
It's like, it was a tough one, and I thought, do you know what? And I felt better.
Yeah.
In the long run.
I was going to say, did you feel better from it though? Because you know you are, don't you?
I walked away from a few things where I thought, no, do you know what? The fucking money's good, but my mental health to go with this.
Yeah.
I'll end up punching someone's fucking head in if I carry on staying here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I won't believe in what I'm doing is the right thing. So, yeah, I like the, you know, the idea of like being offered that.
Yeah, and turning it down. There's a lot of power in it as well.
Yeah.
There is, because the thing is as well, once you do it, you lose trust in yourself, because you've gone against what you knew was the right decision. So it's like, almost like you said, like there's one character going, take it, and there's the real
take
you
advantage,
don't.
Take
and
advantage of what you've got.
Don't, you can trust yourself. So when other decisions on different things that are hard to do, you think, well, I know myself, I can do this.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've sold yourself, you think, what are you saying over there? Do I go with you, or do I go you? You'll end up in that battle, and I just don't have that issue because I've never done it.
Is that being offered so much, right? And I've never took anything off anyone, right?
Yeah.
I thought I don't need nothing, right? I'd rather go out and fucking get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I'll work for it, or I'll graph for it. But it's like, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of like, that's your integrity.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about. We talk about integrity, being integral. There's more to life than fucking money. I'd rather be just like happy, skint. Because I've been in countries where they've got nothing, mate, and they're smiling, and my mate went, see him over there, Bill, in that mud hut. We're on going to Bat and Bang in fucking Cambodia. We're on this, the Mekong Delta River, and we're going down on this fucking straw boat, right? And it's a fucking like a 10-hour journey, and we're going through these villages, and it's like these fucking little hard fellas just smiling and waving. Fuck all of me, mate. See them there, Bill. He said, I'd swap what I've got now, right in my head, for what they're doing and how they're living. And I went, oh, fuck all, lads. He's even got a fucking pair of shoes on him over there. You know what I mean? He's starting a fucking fish with a fucking piece of string and a stick.
Yeah.
He went, but you know what? You know what he's got? I went, what's that? He went, he's happy.
Yeah.
He's smiling. And I always remember that.
Yeah.
There was just,
true.
every one of them were like, there was nothing.
No.
There was like, they weren't depressed or down or fucking chasing that pound out.
No.
So if you haven't got it, you don't need it.
Well, that's it, innit? And everything's perception, isn't it, as well? Like, their perception of life is, so much different to, like, the Western world, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
it's fucking bizarre.
It's a weird world over here.
There's no images. There's no image orientation. You know, like over here, you've got to have the nice clothes, this, that, and the other. Over there, I realised I could fucking get dressed in an Al Chang t-shirt, a pair of flip-flops and a pair of shorts that had no name on. Yeah. And no one fucking judged me or looked me up and down as if to say, where's the fucking Givenchy or the...
And you know what? It's just real, isn't it? Because, you know, everyone just puts so much emphasis on the way you look or the things you wear or the things you own, and you think, you really can't take it with you. And like, you know, my dad passed away a few years ago, and I remember thinking, you literally cannot, you just don't take anything with you. Like the clothes on his back, don't take them with him. His phone was there, doesn't take that with him. The money in the bank, doesn't take that with him. Nothing, car, nothing. House, it's just gone now.
It's gone. Yeah.
And so that is just the real side of life.
It puts like a full stop on life.
Yeah,
you know where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I like this. I like this the way this chat goes. I always love like when it just it flows different ways. So what happened with, like, after you finished the 6 seasons out of 8? You know, so you just left on and you wanted to be the best tattooist in the world. And
I just went back to my shop, which I've always like. I've had my shop since I was 21, so I had that way before the show. And when I was filming the show, I was never at my shop because I was in London filming it. So, and I was there for like 3 years, like on and off for like 3 months at a time. I'd be home for a couple of weeks, then go back, and so I was never at my shop. So it was nice to be back around my family with my shop and just focusing on that. So that's what I went and did, and my business just boomed since then. The show's helped, I can't lie, you know, like it's helped, you know, it's got my name out there. Like the show went out in loads of different countries, so people flying to me now from all over the world.
Brilliant.
So it's
so
really,
business is good.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't
That's
complain.
loving
Yeah.
it, yeah.
And do you know what? I'm doing a job I love. So I'm I know that people say, like, you know, if you do a job you love, you never work a day in your life, and it's like, it's still work, but you know, I do love my job. So
I put that on a comment last night.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly, to our joke, because I went to see our kid and he's in work, and you know, he works in Mackey's, he loves it. You know what I mean? He's done it for years.
Yeah.
And I was saying to him, I said, what are you doing today? He said, I'm working. He said, I love me work. I went, okay, so you're enjoying it? He went, yeah. So when I put that down, if you do a job you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. And that's exactly how he sees his life. You
Again,
know?
It's perception.
Yeah.
Like when, you know, when I first worked at McDonald's, I hated it, and then your kid loves it. So everyone's perception is different, isn't it?
He's the manager.
Is he? Yeah.
He's the lobby manager. He's fucking great.
Yeah, that's wicked. But yeah, no, it's good to, you know, if you can get a job, I mean, if I'm honest, even if I hadn't got into tattooing, I would never have settled in a job that I don't like. I would always be trying to find a way to get to something I like doing.
Defo.
I couldn't ever just sit in an office and do a 9-to-5 job. I'm not knocking it for anyone if you like it, but it wouldn't be my sort of thing. So if I was in that sort of situation, I'd be thinking, I'm going to have to find something. What can I do? I'd be itching to find something, and I'd always try and find a way. Even if I went through multiple jobs, I'd still find my way.
Yeah.
I couldn't settle for that.
So what's your plans now? Your life, where's it going?
Well, there's there's always talk about new stuff. You know, TV's one of the things. Once you've been in it, and you know, you can always, say dip back in and out of it. But there's always opportunities, you know, to be had. And I've got a good few ideas for a good few tattoo shows, and I think that at the minute there's not a tattoo show on TV, so I feel like there's space for a new one. So I'm sort of like writing ideas down and stuff, and I've come up with some good ideas that I won't give away, but you know, I've been in talks with a few channels about stuff, so it's just timing and, you know, TV budgets and things like that to make. But I believe something will come off at some point.
Well, let's hope so.
I do think so.
So we're coming to the end.
Yeah.
Jay, we've had a really good chat. You're going forever.
Yeah.
But what I always ask my guests at the end of every podcast is a pearl of wisdom, right? So what would you say to a young Jay Hutton?
Yeah.
Right. Not Hutton. Right, I got that right. Walking through the doors of life. If you had a chance to speak to yourself and say, look, give yourself a little bit of guidance, a little bit of wisdom, what would you say?
If I was talking to myself, I actually feel like I was guided right. So I don't think I've swayed too much wrong. If I was talking to other people, other young kids, I would say the most important things are I know this is a bit cliche, but stay true to yourself, because you can't, in the long run, you always have to think long term. People are too quick to think in I'll get this now, this money now, I'll be able to get this and impress this girl or impress that, you know, whatever. And you make stupid mistakes, and it affects you how you feel about yourself. So think about the long run, stay true to yourself, and don't sell your soul for money for nothing. It's never ever worth it. One of the things I'm so happy I've never done is sell my soul for money. Brilliant. Because I feel like I wouldn't be the person I am now with it, and I don't think you can quite get it back. So I would, please don't sell your soul for money. Anyone, no matter what, it's not worth it.
Brilliant. And with that, I'll put all your details within the description. It's great to have you on, Jay. Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having me.
You're welcome. Pleasure.